Okay, let's start with how you met Lazar. You know, like
Yes, I met Lazar. It must have been the year before. It must have been 2003 at a party at Jennifer Dale's party. She used to make parties at her house for her companion, and I was introduced to Lazar then. But I was not. I had put aside film in many ways. I was no longer into film. I was concentrating mostly on writing and publishing. And talking to Lazar, I said, well, why don't you come and see me? I'm going to be reciting a poem, which is a play called Bruco. And he came, and after my performance, he said, oh, I think this could be a nice little film. I said, it's only 13 pages, 14 pages. I mean, it's not really a film script. He said, let's do it. Okay. And that became our rapport. Let's do it. All right. I have to write now. So I wrote a long scene for Jennifer. I wrote a long scene for Lazar. But I did not know. Lazar is a different type of actor in the sense that he's not a memorizing, 20 pages type of stuff. But I did not know that at the time. So Bruco was a very good experience for me to know who Lazar was as an actor. And that changed with time. It took me 3 films to be able to understand how he worked. Lazar has the capacity of memorizing. If you say the lines, he'll memorize all the lines, but he has to hear them. So with Bruco, it was, he played a poet. He played a writer. And so it was, once I understood that Lazar had a presence, so I worked with the presence mostly. Therefore, make other people say the lines that he should have said. I made him other people, so he's receiving all this information, and he had to express himself silently to these documents that were being thrown at him. And that was very unique for me because I didn't know what to do. All of a sudden it became a silent film. In many ways, Lazar was playing a silent actor. And that was... so that forced me to write monologues for other actors. And so these actors were saying things about this character who never said anything. I mean, he actually says very little in the whole film. The fact that we were able to film it in 3 days was quite an amazing feat.
And then you became a friend with Lazar.
Yes, we started to see each other often, and every time he would say, "Okay, Antonioni," he calls me Antonioni, and he said, "We got to do 3 films." Really. So the next project was again a bit different. I decided to do Antigone. Antigone was something that I always wanted to do, and I wanted to do it back in 1980. So what role will I give Lazar? I mean, he wanted me to do something, and I said, I'll give him the role of Creon.
Yeah.
And so, he didn't have to say much. And the things that I make him say, what I did there was I pre-recorded the soundtrack. It was easier for actors to not make a mistake because I had to respect the text. There was no turning around it. I mean, there was no improvisation. There is never, I don't improvise ever. I don't like improvisation. I mean, it has to be part of a fixed script, or else one can lose oneself. You know, I mean, meanings, words can mean many things, and I didn't want many things to happen in Antigone. So I worked with Lazar, knowing that he was a silent actor. So that was more difficult because if I may, we use another person's voice for Lazar. We had to. The text had to be perfect, so I had an actor read the text. I recorded the text, and so I put Lazar's image on voiceover.
To get back to Bruco, you let Lazar speak Serbian in the movie. And not only that, but I noticed that some other characters that were with him also sort of learned how to pronounce and to say a few
Serbian.
words in Serbian. So was it like how did you come, like to that idea, or how did it came about?
Okay, well, that's part of my writing, macronic writing. I always mix languages in my writing, and I wanted to transpose that into film. So all the films I do have at least 5-6 languages. I don't think language is important. But to go back to the idea of Serbian with Lazar, my dream, and this is something I've told him all the time, is to change his look and to speak Serbian. I listen to him when he speaks Serbian, and I see him. He's a European actor, Lazar. He's not an American actor. He's a European actor, and I don't see why he shouldn't speak in his language. I mean, I could always voice over him or put subtitles, but I think that Lazar, if I'm allowed to say this without him getting upset, if he changed this look that he has, this long hair look, which is him, then in reality, I would like him to become like wearing a suit. But when you are like this, you can say outrageous things. You can say different ideas that you cannot say if you were dressed like a hippie, because people expect that type of idea from that type of look. So I always encourage Lazar to speak Serbian, always. And he refuses, but I really would like him. That would be one of the conditions, if he would have to change his look and to speak Serbian, because I think it's about time he goes there. I mean, an actor is not reduced to a stereotypical image. And that's the first thing I told Lazar. I said, I am not going to shoot you like you've been shot with other directors. So in Bruco, he had his hair pulled back, and he was really upset about it. But I loved it. They give them that very, Lazar has his high cheekbones. He has these beautiful features that are Slavic, which I think is an important part of my life as a European too. I mean, I'm born in Canada, but I grew up Italian European. So I would like to pull the European thing out of Lazar. I think that's what would make him, I think, as an older actor, if I can use that word too, I mean, without being ageist, but I'm an old man too, and I think that there is a moment now in his career where he can go there and explore that Serbian reality, that post-war Yugoslavia, which I think has never been really spoken about. And since he's an important actor from that region, I think he should go there. But he's so frightened, I mean, even in Antigone, I will always remember when he's holding his son and he's crying. He makes sure his hair comes back in front of his face. When I took so long to hide it, but and so in the third film, Tata, I let it. What I did there is I did a documentary on Lazar.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about Tata. How come you chose to call it Tata instead of Daddy?
Because it doesn't mean daddy. Tata is one of the oldest words in humanity. Tata is the person who takes care of the child. So not necessarily father. It could be a woman. In different cultures, tata. It's in Italian. It has the male connotation, which means daddy. But in other cultures, it means more like a caregiver. And I wanted to talk about caregiver being a male, and I wanted to explore what it means to be a father today, and I let Lazar be Lazar, and so I asked him questions about his private life, which I changed, but it's really documentary. So I wanted to close was the last film, and it's a long film, 3 hours. But I said, this is it. This is that image of Lazar as he wants to be looked at is complete. And in the fourth film, Sono, I have him play himself, an actor. So in Bruco, he's a writer, and Antigone, he's a politician. He's a father in Tata. And in Sono, the last film, I make him be an actor. So I make him be himself angry that he cannot play all of the roles. I don't want him to play an Italian person in this film, which is about being Italian.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It makes sense? Okay.
Wow, sure, thank you. Listen, Antonioni, I'm so happy that you are part of my life. I created a little history with you. I really enjoy films. Without you, I never even dreamed that I'm gonna do films like the way you got vision. Usually they always using me in a kind of negative character, dope dealer, killer, whatever, robber. But you approached me with a very intellectual way. I was even telling everybody, I'm not ashamed to say, I don't even know what Antigone means till I met you, and you put me 2,500 years back in mythology, which I'm so proud. You let me be king. So I'm a king in your movie. I'm a father in your movie. Even Bruco. Bruco, I mean, we got the incredible cast. To be honest with you, I mean, we got Mancuso, Jennifer, Tremblay,
Len
Tremblay.
Sergeant,
Oh my God!
Caruso,
Yes,
Thea.
Thea. We got incredible cast.
Yes.